am going to discuss very briefly about the realist theory of international relation. And all of you are aware of the fact that number of classical thinkers are associated with this realist theory, but among them Hans J. Morgenthau, he played a very significant part in the development of this particular theory. And those who are the classical realist thinkers, all of them had very negative uh, thinking about human nature. They thought that human beings are self-seeking, self-centered and power-hungry, and that is why that reflected in the national politics as well as in international politics. In national politics, what happened? There is struggle for power between various groups, various parties, etc., for enjoying power, and the same thing is extended to international politics, where what happened, there is struggle for power among the nations for fulfillment of their self-interest or national interest. Okay, so Professor Morgenthau, he has, on the basis of his concept of human nature, he had developed 6 principles of realist theory, and so today I will only explain those 6 principles which are established by Morgenthau in support of his own theory. So first one is, the law of politics is rooted in human nature, which is self-seeking, self-interest and power-hungry. So what is politics? Politics means struggle for power. And how the law of politics has developed? It has developed on the basis of the negative human nature. That means according to them, human beings are not peace-loving. They are interested for going to war even. They are always interested to become powerful, more powerful and influential. And that is ultimately what I can say, they decided the fate of politics. Secondly, politics is an autonomous sphere of activity. So international politics is more or less an autonomous subject, and it is not a part of economics or religion or ethics, etc. Why it is an important subject or independent subject? Because it is related with interest, which is actually expressed through power, or interest which is expressed through power. And power is the ultimate thing which can actually make politics independent from other discipline, because power is a particular concept which can explain all the elements of political science or all the elements of politics. So because of the two concepts, interest and power, which are purely the concept which is related with international politics, which makes it a distinct subject other than economics, religion, ethics, etc. Then a state interest is dynamic. That means a state interest is not static. It is dynamic, it is changing according to the circumstances. Always the same interest never prevails in the state. According to the changing situation, according to the changing international scenario, the interest of the state also changes. They are changeable depending on time and space. According to time, according to space, according to their own capacity, situation, friendship with other countries, all these things are responsible for the changing interest of the state. Today, the interest of India may be to become a powerful country, but after 20 years it may be interested to become one of the superpower. So interest changes according to the capacity of the state also. And another thing is that ethics in international politics is political or situational ethics. That means there is a great difference between the ethics that is followed by a statesman and the ethics that is followed by an individual. Because statesman is responsible for his whole country. He is responsible for protecting his all citizens, and in that case sometimes he is bound to take some decisions which apparently seems to be immoral. As for example, he may bound to take decision to go for war with another country. And in the war, we are all aware of the fact that killings took place. But if an individual kill a particular person, that is immoral. But if a statesman, he is bound to go for a war for protecting his country's independence and sovereignty, it cannot be termed as immoral. So the ethics and morality of a politician or a statesman is always situational, and it is totally different from individual morality. Individual morality generally related with person concerned himself, but statesman morality is related with whole society, whole country. So he will have to think for the greater interest of the people for taking any decision. Then aspiration of a single state cannot become the governing law of universe. For example, if a country become much more powerful, and if that country is interested to control whole world according to his own will, that will create a very negative situation in international scenario. War may break out, international peace may not be there may be turmoil, etc., etc. So we will have to remember one thing, or each and every state should have to remember one thing, that though I am powerful, but I should not try to impose my will on others, or I should not try to regard my principle as world principle, because the principle of nations are separate and they will run or they will follow their own principle, and it is if the dictation of other countries prevail in the international arena, then that is detrimental for international peace and security. The last one is statecraft is sober and uninspiring activity that involves a profound awareness of human limitations. So those who are running the administration of the state, they are very much aware of human limitations, human nature. Okay, and sometimes some of the idealist thinker, they are in favor of changing human nature, or they put stress on what ought to be the human nature. But here Morgenthau clearly said that in international politics, human nature should be accepted as it is. Do not try to change the human nature, or do not put stress on what should be the human nature. Human nature is always power hungry. Human nature is always self-centered. Human nature is always hankering for name and fame. So all these things should have to be taken into consideration by a statesman while he deal within the country or making relation with other countries. So these are 6 principles given by Hans J. Morgenthau and other classical realists who were very much against the peace-loving character of human being, and this theory is known as realist theory because in actual field also politics is nothing but struggle for power, and all of us are more or less power hungry, and we are interested to become much more powerful. So keeping these things in their mind, they had developed this theory. So thank you today.